Hey, what's up, everybody? Jimmy Smith doing my post-fight breakdown, late night, obviously, for Korean Zombie versus Brian Ortega. I now have boxing on. I'm going to get back to that in a second, but just want to jump on real quick, own my picks. Did really well tonight, 4 out of 5. Thomas Almeida let me down, damn it. Other than that, perfect all the way through. Jonathan Martinez, Thomas Almeida, that one got me. I thought Almeida would be a little bit sharper. I thought he'd be a little bit more aggressive. He stayed on the outside a lot. Couldn't get past the southpaw jab of Martinez. Just no idea how to deal with that. And yeah, a lot of southpaws don't have great jabs, especially in MMA. So I guess that would be a little bit confusing. But Almeida just had no answer for the easiest weapon possible in combat sports. He just couldn't deal with the jab. Martinez switched stances effectively. He threw good combination, he threw good power punches, and Almeida just could never find a way in tactically. Kept going for this kind of reaching, same side knee pick that was never going to work in a million years. No realistic attempt to get it to the ground. No commitment with his hips on like a double leg or anything like that. So he stayed on the outside, didn't strike, didn't find a way in, and didn't look sharp. So that's another loss for him. That's it for him at the elite level. Could be it for him in the UFC, period. I mean, this is a guy who came in super hot. A lot of people thought he might be, elite, certainly a contender, possibly. And it's been a disappointing run since the Cody Garbrandt knockout. So obviously losses to Jimmy Rivera, Rob Font, then this. He's lost, 4 out of his last 5. So not good for him at all. Anyway, good performance by Jonathan Martinez. He wins a unanimous decision. So I didn't get that right. But James Krause, Claudio Silva, I thought James Krause at this weight class, late notice, that's where he tends to shine. And I thought he would have just enough to keep this off the ground. I thought Silva's only chance would be to get him down, make this a jiu-jitsu match, wear him down, take advantage of the fact that it was late notice, take some of his energy away, and none of that worked. All Silva did was try to leap in with these weird attacks that a blind man could see coming, and Krause answered with this quick right hand, and that was it. That was the whole fight the entire time. Yeah, it went the distance, unanimous decision, but it was just one of those things where you if that one attack doesn't work in the first round, it's not going to work in rounds 2 and 3. James Krause is a veteran. He's not going to fall apart. He's not going to do anything stupid. He's not going to let you back into the fight. All of his takedowns were from a light year away, so he didn't get close to really making his jiu-jitsu a factor in the fight. Briefly threatened to take the back. That was about it. James Krause is crafty. He has his jiu-jitsu too. You got to really establish good top pressure to get anything done with that guy. And Silva didn't do it. He waited on the outside and kept taking the same right hand over and over. The slowest attack possible with the hands is that straight right with no lead, and it kept landing. It was a really awkward fight, really goofy. The timing was strange. Krause, to his the negatives on his side is he couldn't really get his combinations going, didn't react well to a simple leg kick, stuff like that. You see his limitations, especially as he's getting older, but enough to beat this guy tonight, that's all you can say about it. He did enough to win. He'll keep plugging on forward, and Silva's inability to change his game plan around at all was really disappointing. Guys at the elite level should not fall for the same attack, the same straight right hand over and over and over again, and that's what happened. So anyway, I was right on that one. James Krause defeats Claudio Silva by unanimous decision. Next one up, Jimmy Croot, Modestas Bokauskas. I thought it would be Jimmy Croot by stoppage pretty early, either KO or submission, and that's exactly what happened. Jimmy Croot, just the better, sharper striker. And it was so funny to me, the ending sequence there. He flash knocked him out 3 times. Boom, knocks him out. He wakes up, turns around, boom, gets knocked out again, hits the floor, gets hit once, knocks out, wakes up. But he woke up after every single one. So it was like 3 flash knockdowns in a row, and then Croot goes down, puts his arm over him. I'm sure Modestas was like, who is this guy next to me with his arm over me? Because he was not quite with it yet. Great power by Jimmy Croot. I liked his commitment to the takedown. There are things he needs to clean up if he's going to be elite. He's really good at power attacks. Real solid leg kick, real solid right hand, real solid left hook. Not the fastest, most athletic guy in the world. Doesn't string combinations together that well. Not particularly tricky with his takedowns. Pretty much the blast double leg, and it works pretty well. So you see the deficiencies that might plague him getting above this point, because this was another fight at that, that kind of middling level, and gets a big knockout, you're going to get that veteran next. You're going to get that guy who's maybe fought for a title or who's a contender, fringe top 10 kind of guy, who are going to have more tools, and they're going to be able to deal with your power attacks a lot better. I like the improvements between the Contender Series. We got a UFC contract now. He's not as vulnerable. I got to interview him, was it early this week? For ESPN, and got to talk to him, and he said he's been working on that defense. His hands were nice and high, pretty good movement. The first fights in Contender Series, it was like he was daring guys to hit him. Chin up, hands down, just kind of like, okay, I'll hit you, you hit me, and we'll see who drops. More efficient this time around. You could see he's been tightening up and watching getting popped, but the fighters beyond this are bigger, they're more athletic, they're quicker. They throw combinations better. They're a little craftier. So I want to see that next level game from Jimmy Croot. His fundamentals are solid. Now let's see how he does against someone who has fundamentals and a little trickery and a little experience and a little physical advantage. He hasn't dealt with that yet. So another one went the way I thought it would. Jessica Andrade, Caitlin Chookagian. I picked Jessica Andrade. I didn't think it would be a knockout in the first round. I thought we'd get a long, ugly, probably boring fight as Jessica Andrade pushed forward, muscled to get the takedown, stayed on top, a dirty, grinding kind of fight. And it looked like that was her strategy, but she also threw some mean punches. I'm not going to lie. When Chookagian got hit and she turned around, for half a second, my brain went, oh, nut shot. Because I forgot, it's just instant. I was like, oh, nut shot. Because that's how you react to something like that when your internal organs shut down from a nut shot. The turn and the involuntary turning away. And I was like, wait, these are women. Never mind. It was a clean, beautiful body shot. Bam. And the hard part about body shots is they make you quit. They don't knock you out. They make you quit. And that ripping body shot, you could tell it just hurt all the way to her spine, from her belly button to her spine. So Jessica Andrade, man, real power at 125. Real power. She's going to have difficulty with somebody who can pop from the outside, right? Someone Chookagian's size with more power. The reason I thought Andrade was going to win this fight is Chookagian doesn't have any finishes in the UFC. She just doesn't have a lot of power. She doesn't have Rose Namajunas power to take you out, right? She doesn't have Ioana and Jacek power who can, put you down. So Jessica Andrade didn't have a reason to back off. Jessica Andrade didn't have a reason to not keep going for takedowns, to not wade into short range, stuff like that. And how does she deal with a tall 25er who has some pop, who can keep her away? That's the next test. But she's instantly a contender at 125, especially that division's so thin. She'll get a title shot, probably with one more victory. But another one went my way. I picked Jessica Andrade. In the main event, a lot of people thought I was crazy for picking Brian Ortega. But here's my point. A prime, prepared, sharp Brian Ortega punches sharper than the Korean Zombie. You know what I mean? Zombie might naturally hit a little bit harder, but he also gets a little wild with the combinations, doesn't always bring his hands back where they need to be, overcommits to certain shots. He's off balance a lot. Brian Ortega, when he's fighting smart and he's fighting physically primed, he's sharp, he's tight. He doesn't give you a lot of openings, and he cracks pretty well. And that was the story of the fight. Brian Ortega was just sharper. He was more accurate. He was a little crisper. He was a little better at keeping range. He was doing that foot teep all the time, just kicking the hip, kicking the body, always keeping Korean Zombie off balance and not able to really unload and get in the kind of brawl that he's done well in the past. So, yeah, there was the unintentional clash of heads when he was going for that takedown and Korean Zombie got cut. He had already banked 3 rounds by that point. So the people, that cut. No, well, I mean, the cut didn't help anything, and that sucks. It's not a headbutt. It's a clash of heads. They're 2 different things. And, yeah, it didn't help anything, but he was already down by 3 rounds. Brian Ortega had already done the things he needed to do to win the fight before then. Staying behind the jab, nice tight combinations, that beautiful spinning elbow, hurt Korean Zombie a couple times, couldn't put him away, but never overextending himself, always right back to business, and that's an important thing. When the guy who's well coached is, don't get excited, always reset. Don't get excited, always reset. Even when you hurt a guy or you clip him, or a guy like Korean Zombie, you go after him, he's gonna knock you out. So Brian Ortega, every time he would land something good, or every time he would hurt the Korean Zombie, it was okay. Back to where I started. Stay behind the jab, keep moving. Of course, his southpaw jabs this way, but he just went back to the fundamentals that got him there. Patient, solid, workmanlike, technical performance from Brian Ortega. I thought he would win. I thought he was going to win. This is how he was going to do it. Just be the sharper boxer, and he was sharper. And great performance by him. He's going to take on Volkanovski. I cannot wait to see that fight. But good night of picks for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. All right, I'll be back before the next one.